I have worked hard all my life. I was in the honors program. I graduated summa cum laude, for goodness sakes.
The 29-year-old has applied to hundreds of jobs in her field, but so far, no luck. She's struggling to pay off her $70,000 student loan debt.
There is no cheap ride if someone wants to better themselves by going to college. Even some community college prices are putting this in need of education deeper into debt every single day. And it's these costs that not only drain the economy and the workforce, but add to that this small matter of people graduating and not being prepared for the real world. You have an educational disaster. All right, he is more than just another business consultant, but also founder and principal of the Sales Huddle Group, where strategy for what is necessary for the current and future business world is paramount. Let's welcome Sam Caucci into MidPoint today. Sam, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Sam, we look at these numbers here. College costs have risen over 1,100% since 1978, far outpacing inflation. Here's a study that shows that only 45% of students showed any meaningful cognitive gains after 3 semesters. Really, is college worth it anymore?
Yeah, I mean, that's the million-dollar question, correct? Is college worth it? And I think that there's a better question that can be asked is, are colleges delivering on the promise that they make every day to their customers? And the answer today is no. Companies overwhelmingly are making the comment that they're having harder times finding people that have baseline skills to perform jobs that are entry level.
All right, let's stop right there. What are those baseline skills? Let's talk about that. What are they missing to teach these kids?
So in our world, we work with a large number of companies that are probably 80% of jobs are starting in some type of revenue generating role like sales or customer service. Less than 1% of colleges today even offer a major or minor in some type of personal selling or customer service related content. And so right out of the gate, are we preparing people to step into jobs to be successful? And the answer is no right now.
But are we also then, here's an adjunct to that, are we not teaching them the reality of what it means to go out into the workaday world? Because I don't want to be hammering everybody away here, but I've seen a lot of people come out of college and they have no concept of what it really takes to go out and get a job and fight for a job. I get the feeling sometimes that a lot of college graduates are coming out saying, hey, college graduate, I got a sheepskin, I got a job waiting for me. That's how it feels sometimes.
It's shared responsibility. You have universities who it's their responsibility to adjust their curriculum to make sure we're educating today's workforce for the 21st century and not the 1970s. Just like you have companies today who need to make sure that when they hire an entry-level worker, they invest the time and energy and resources into that worker to make sure they're successful.
Here's a couple of things here, though. Don't we need to have the colleges stop what is basically an academics arms race where they're constantly fighting against each other with certain academics for certain students?
We sat in a presentation 2 weeks ago with a major university with our training material for that organization, that university to implement. And there was comments made in the room by people that said it's not our job to do that. Our job is to teach theory, or our job is to stay in line with our existing curriculum. The model needs to be disrupted. You need to make sure that colleges are constantly changing to adjust to the workforce.
So Sam, with about a minute we have left then, where do we start? Because we're talking about a massive undertaking here.
Accountability. You have $150 billion in taxpayer dollars each year that go to universities. 7,000 colleges, from community colleges to four-year institutions. We need to make sure that we're grading, evaluating, and rating colleges the same way they evaluate their students.
Would that really make a difference, though? Would that really make a difference, though, Sam? And wouldn't that take an awfully long time for something like that to happen and become part of how you choose a college?
Yes, but I mean, how do you make the choice when 15% of Americans are going to be paying down college debt after 50? We got to begin to help consumers understand where they should spend their money the same way we do in a wide variety of other industries.
And also, we have to find a way for people to get out from underneath these ridiculously huge and massive debts that they have?
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, we could have a whole 20-minute conversation about that as well. That model needs to be blown up. We need to, we're tying chains to the next generation that they're not going to be able to come out of for centuries.
Spend some time, look at the colleges, and find a way to afford it. That's got to be the simplest way, at least, to start. But you're right, we've got to start somewhere. Sam Caucci, thanks so much for bringing this to our attention. I'm sure we'll talk again. Have a great holiday season to you and your family.
Same to you.
All right, we remain a nation still refusing to face harsh and stark realities in the wake of the CIA torture report. A former intelligence officer puts it very bluntly after this.